Today we're going to be talking about density. We're going to look at a demo. We're going to see 2 more demos tomorrow. But today we're going to start with the first one, and we're going to start with defining density. And by the end of this lesson, or period as we might call it, students will be able to explain density by completing some illustrations of the demonstrations that they see that show examples of density. That's today's learning goal. So that's the plan. That's what we hope you get out of today's little video. So it should take us about 10 minutes to get started, maybe less than that, probably less. We're going to spend maybe 5 minutes on density and what it is, defining it. Then we're going to take about 10 minutes to look at a demo, fill out some information about that demo and what we see and what we observe, and maybe make some predictions. And then we'll close it out with a nice little exit ticket for today's class. So, density, what is it? Very good question. So, it's a measurement of how much mass is contained in a certain volume of any given substance. So, how much mass does it have within the volume that it takes up is considered to be its density. Okay, so we can have very large things that have very little mass, so very large but light, say things made out of plastic, like for instance, let's say this here contraption here that holds paper up. It's plastic. It doesn't have much mass, it's pretty light, but it has quite a bit of volume, it takes up quite a bit of space. But it's a different weight than something that, this book is a little bit larger. It's definitely got way more mass. It's not a whole lot larger. It's a little thicker, but it's not a whole lot larger than this. But it weighs way more, so it is much more dense than this object here. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at demo number 1, where you will see 3 cans of soda being placed into a bucket of water, and we're going to see if any of them float. Okay, so on your worksheet that's in this lesson, you are going to draw what you saw in the video. So here's a sample of me drawing it on the screen here. I labeled the cherry vanilla Pepsi and the diet Pepsi. I haven't yet put in the regular Pepsi, so I'll let you figure that one out. But it says here in the notes, and they're already filled in for you, this is using the I observed, so therefore, or the I observe, so I infer format. So it goes, I observed, what did we observe? The diet Pepsi floating on top of the water. So that's what I observed. So I infer that the Diet Coke is, talking about density, so less dense than the water. So my first I observed, so I infer statement is, I observed the Diet Pepsi floating on top of the water. So I infer that the Diet Coke is less dense than the water itself. Our second I observed sentence is, I observed the cherry vanilla, that's what CV stands for. I observed the cherry vanilla Pepsi sinking to the bottom, so I infer that the Coke, the little typo there, the cherry vanilla Pepsi is more dense than the water. There, CV Pepsi. Yay. Now you can do the third sentence. I observed the regular Pepsi doing what? So I infer that the regular Pepsi is more or less dense than the water, or maybe the same. Okay, so take a few minutes, pause the video to finish that up. And when you're all done, at the bottom of your worksheet, you're going to write in "Today I learned," or you can write down "A question I still have is," and you're going to tweet that out. So that means 128 characters or less for what you learned, or a question that you still have, what that question is. All right.